kind of a temperature gauge. So let's see. We got 7. I got to find the right piece of paper here. We got 7 NFL teams. A couple of them, on the fringe and been in the news a lot, and I think those are the types of teams that people want to hear the most about. So like I said, 7 teams. We're going to go through how they're trending after the offseason, after the schedule release, a couple weeks into camp, like the rookie camp and what we've seen so far come out of that. Going to give you a good baseline reading on where these teams are trending, whether that's up, down, or sideways. So let's get right into it. First team up, we got the New York Jets.
I'm going to go up. I mean, anytime you have the worst quarterback room in football last year and you win 7 games and then you add a Hall of Famer, you're going to be trending up. You get Breece Hall back. They're really good. Rookie running back from last year unfortunately got hurt. Hopefully he can come back. And even if he's 80% of what he was, they will have a good, solid run game. Their offensive line wasn't bad last year when healthy. It just got beat up. Elijah Vera Tucker, AVT, a lot of people call him. Very good guard last year. He'll be back. And Mekhi Becton will be back and healthy, right? They have pieces that are coming back. They'll be healthy. They have good corners, good pass rusher. It's kind of nice. We talked for years about Brady and Belichick, right? It was good because Brady and McDaniels, they kind of handled the offense.
Yeah.
And then Belichick was an all-world defensive coach. Now, I don't think Saul is an all-world defensive coach. I think he's a really competent defensive coach with really good talent on that side of the ball.
Yeah.
And now you can supplement it with, at worst, I can't see that offense being any worse than like 15th in the league.
Well, he's got that structure.
And it was like 30th last year. So even if it is 15th, they're going to be a much better football team.
I agree. I think they have the framework and all the makings of a really good team. And in that division, like we said, we're going to have some surprises in our divisional predictions.
Yeah,
this is one of those surprises, I think, where we talked about it to intro the show with your rant on Buffalo. Would it be crazy that the Jets win the division? I'm just going to put it out there. It's just some food for thought. I'm not saying anything. We're not having anything set in stone yet. But just think on it for a couple weeks until we get to the AFC East. Would it be crazy for the Jets to win the division?
I have a big prediction with that is kind of in the works. I need to do some more research on it to make sure it's solid. But with Buffalo and New York and Miami in that division.
All right. Second team here on the docket, we got the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, I'm going to go down. If CeeDee Lamb rolls an ankle, who's catching the football? Brandon Cooks. I mean, you can tell me Brandon Cooks is that guy. I mean, he's a bounce around the league type of guy. He's been to like 7 different teams. There's a reason that he's been to 7 different teams. He's a good pro.
Yeah.
He's your good 2. If he's your 1, you're not a playoff team, right? He's been a 1 in Houston for the last couple of years. They're not a playoff team for more reasons than just that. But that's kind of an example of what he is as a player.
Right.
Tony Pollard's good. Can he handle the entire workload now that it's no Zeke? Offensive line is aging. I think Dak is good, but once you start paying him more and relying on him more, he becomes less effective. He's better when he throws 28 times, not 36. And he's going to be in a lot of instances this year throwing 36. So I would go down.
Even plus.
And you lose a great coordinator.
36 plus, and you lose Kellen Moore, which really hurts. My thing with Dallas is I'm not going to believe anything till I see it. I don't care if they have.
Well, it's their year every year.
Well, so. Right. I don't care if they have the best draft, the best offseason. I am still. Like, the jury's still out on Dallas for me until I actually see the pieces come together and then put together a long, sustained, winning season.
I like Mozzie Smith, their draft pick, but I'm with you.
Sure, like, it's just...
We can like a lot of things about Dallas, the next thing you know...
Much like the boy who cried wolf, every single year, everybody in Dallas is hopping all over the Cowboys. Winning the Super Bowl this year. Like we said, you did the TikTok, don't go out and get Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champions tattooed on your arm quite yet. We still have to see them become the normal Dallas Cowboys.
Another division with big predictions there. All right,
little hometown team for team number 3 here. We're going to go Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think you'd be crazy to say not anything other than up. They're trending up. I mean, look, Kenny Pickett, I think, won 7 of his last 8 games. He had some come-behind victories late in the season, right? Like, you could see the progress with Kenny Pickett. That's only going to get better. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren look like they are poised for a really, really good 1-2 punch in the backfield. I like the receiving core a ton. Allen Robinson, George Pickens, Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
2 good tight ends now with Darnell Washington, Pat Freiermuth. I love the addition of the offensive line, the guy from Georgia, Broderick Jones. Defense is going to be the same thing. I mean, they win a ton when TJ Watt plays. He's healthy. He's going to play probably 14 of 17 games.
Yep.
They'll win about 10 or 11 of them even. So I would go up with the Steelers.
I think so too. And I think A lot of people and a lot of analysts around the NFL kind of have them a little bit deflated. I think that they could vie for the division because I think Baltimore is a very competitive and really good team.
I think Baltimore wins 7 games this year.
They have a lot of injury issues.
I think they win 7 games.
I think Cincinnati's going to be the big dog to beat now for the next couple years to
Pittsburgh.
come.
We match up well against Cincinnati, so
yeah. It'll be interesting. Steelers up. Fourth team here, we got the Green Bay Packers.
Down. I mean, you lose a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And
I'm like Jordan Love's a fine. He might be fine, but he's not a Hall of Fame level player. So
yeah,
and I'm not saying that they made the wrong decision, but I'm saying you're going to take a step back.
There are certainly concerns, and
it's a reboot. You're going to reboot.
To their defense,
I wouldn't call it a full rebuild, but it's a reboot.
Everybody has been telling Green Bay, and everybody has been all over Green Bay to move off of Aaron, and I feel like they waited a really, really long time to do so. You know you're going to take a little bit of a step back. That's planned. That's built into the plan.
They're trading down, and it's okay. Like, it's okay.
You get a couple years, get a couple draft picks, find out if Jordan Love is the guy. I'm not sure if he is. That's to be determined.
I doubt it, but yeah.
But either way, you lose a guy like Aaron, you're going to be trending down. Next team up, we got the San Francisco 49ers.
I would go sideways.
First sideways of the day, yeah.
They have a really good roster, and I mean they haven't made a ton of improvements, but they haven't really lost anybody. And the quarterback position is still the question mark. It's the same thing every year for the Niners. Mm-hmm. That's why they're sideways. It's been the same thing for the last 4 years.
You still have...
Is Jimmy G healthy? We brought Trey Lance in. Is he going to start? He's going to start, but then he's hurt. And now we have Jimmy G, so it's like it's the same situation every year for the Niners. It's sideways.
Now they're Brock Purdy, and everything's just all convoluted. Yes, they always have the framework. They always have the roster. They always have the talent everywhere except quarterback. And I think that's why you haven't seen them really compete yet. You have to have that position stapled in. You have to have that position top of the league if you're going to win. And yes, can Brock Purdy come in and win you a couple games here and there? Sure. We saw it last season. But is he the kind of quarterback that can sustain a season? I don't think so. I don't think he is. Like you said, when he throws the ball, you see the ball die. The ball visibly dies as he throws it.
I think he can sustain it for a season, but the question is, like, is he going to sustain a Pro Bowl level play? Probably not. Could he be Derek Carr? Yeah, I think he can.
I don't know. Derek Carr's good, though.
I think Derek Carr's good, but I think with that framework, he could be very comparable to a Derek Carr.
Sure.
Can he not wreck the Mercedes? Yes.
Yes.
That's all he needs to do.
Right.
We'll see. He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, and it's not like they're in the most competitive conference of all time, but at the end of the day, it's still the NFL.
I think the Cardinals are tanking.
Right. And I think the Rams are going to be
last year. They'll be good.
Going to be better, though.
They'll be
Rams
better.
are going to be better. The Seahawks are going to be pretty damn good.
They'll be okay.
It's going to be interesting there, too. Okay, let's go Jacksonville Jaguars next.
I'm going to go up, an ascending star, second year under Doug Peterson, really good offensive talent. They have a pass rush, so they're going to get up in games. Pass rushers, pin yours back, go get them. I mean, that's a good roster. Mm-hmm. Like I said, ascending quarterback, ascending coach.
In a bad division.
Yeah. So the division got worse, they got better. That's an up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the things I've heard about Jacksonville.
They could win 14 games. I wouldn't even be surprised.
It's 6-0
in their division.
Their schedule is insanely easy.
6-0 in their division.
Just all around, though, their schedule is the easiest in the league.
It is.
It's there for the taking.
Could they be the first seed in the AFC?
I heard this from a couple different places.
I mean, KC, LA, and Denver are gonna beat the hell out of each other. The AFC East is gonna. I'm sorry, AFC East. AFC North
is gonna do the same thing. I don't know. I don't know if they're the one, but I think they're a very high seed.
Well, you got to remember the one is just all about wins, losses, right? Even as the one, say Kansas City, say they see Kansas City or Buffalo or somebody in the. Actually, I'm not huge on Buffalo. Kansas City or Cincinnati in the divisional round. I would probably take Cincinnati or Kansas City, even though Jacksonville has a better record. Yeah. So they can be the one without being the favorite.
Sure. That's going to be cool to watch. I'm excited to see them. Last team here, though, we got the Lions. The Lions have been...
See, I was back and forth between sideways and up on this one. I'll give them an up because I do think the division got worse, and I do like the Jahmyr Gibbs draft pick. I like the fit. I don't like the value of the pick. Running back a little bit early for my taste, but at the end of the day, he's going to make them a better team. I think he's a better DeAndre Swift in my eyes. The offensive line has young players getting better. They're going to continue to get better, and we know Jared Goff with protection can be a top 10 guy. Swear to God. Statistically, Jared Goff can be he's 8, 9, or 10, but can be a top 10 statistical guy with a good offensive line time to throw.
Detroit needs it.
I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, like it a lot. It's a slight up.
So you have the quarterback, you have a weapon, you have the defense, for the most part.
Yeah. And the division got worse. Aaron's out of the division. There's no way the Vikings go 11-0 and one-score games again.
No.
I mean, Chicago will be slightly better, but let's not act like they're going to be world beaters.
It's true.
It's not.
All right, so we got the Jets trending up, Cowboys trending down, Steelers going up, Packers going down, 49ers on a sideways slide, the Jaguars going up, and the Lions also going up. It'll be interesting to see. Very excited to watch. Can't wait for Scott Hansen to give me all the action on NFL Red Zone this year. It's going to be... Yeah, I can't wait. I was looking forward to it ever since the last week of Red Zone last year. So
I love Scott Hansen.